The Tunning of Elynour Rummynge by John Skelton. Tell you, Rachel, if that ye will, a wheel be still, of a comely dill that dwelt on a hill, but she's not grill, for she's somewhat sage and well worn in age, for her visage it would assuage a man's courage. Her loathly lair is nothing clear, but ugly of cheer, droopy and drowsy, scurvy and loosey, her face all boozy, comely crinkled, wondrously wrinkled like a roast pig's ear, bristled with hair. Her lewd lips twine, they slavermen sign, like a roppy rhine, a gummy glire, she is ugly fire. Her nose somedel hooked, and camously crooked, never stopping, but ever dropping, her skin loose and slack, grind like a sack with a crooked back. Her eye and gundy are full and soondy, for they are blared and she cry-haired, jawed like a jetty. A man would have pity to say how she is gummed, fingered and thumbed, gently jointed, grazed and anointed, up to the knuckles, the bones of her huckles leak as they were with buckles together mad fast. Her youth is far past, footed like a plan, legged like a cran, and yet she will jet like a jolly fet in her furred flocket and grey russet rocket, with Simper the cocket. Her hook of Lincoln grain, it had been hers when more than 40 year, and so doth it appear, for the grain bar threads look like sere wades, withered like hay, the wool worn away. And yet either say she thinketh herself gay upon the holy day, when she doth her array, and girds in her geetes, stitched and pranked with plates, her kirtle bristow red, with clothes upon her head that weigh a sou of lead, writhen in wonder wheeze after the Saracen's guise, with a whim-wham knet, with a trim-tram upon a brine pan, like an Egyptian capped a boot. When she goeth out herself for to show, and driveth down the dew with a pair of heels as broad as twa whales, she hobbles as a gauze with her blanket hose over the fallow, her shoon smeared with tallow, raised upon dirt that bowdeth her skirt. Primus passus. And this comely dame, me understand her name is Elynour Rummynge, at home in her wooing, and as men say, she dwelleth in Southray in a certain stead, beside Leatherhead. She's a tunnish gib, the dell and she be sib. But to mak up me tale, she breweth not be all, and mak thereof port sal to travellers, to tinkers, to sweaters, to swinkers, and all good ale drinkers, that will nothing spare, but drink till they star, and bring themselves bar with, "No, away the mar, and let us slay car as wise as an hour." Come, whoso will, to Elynour on the hill, with fill the cup, fill, and sit there be still, early and late. Thither cometh Cat, Cicely, and Sarah, with their leggies bare, and also their feet hardly full unsweat. With their hair is dagged, their kirtles alto jagged, their smock is alto ragged, with titters and tatters, bring dishes and platters, with all their meat running to Elynour Rummynge, to have of her tuning. She leaneth them on the psalm, and thus beginneth the gam. Some wenches come unlased, some husweaves come unbrased, with their naked pappies that flippers and flappies, they'd wiggies and they'd waggies, like tony saffron baggies, a sort of fool drabbers, all scurvy with scabbers. Some be flea bitten, some skewed as a kitten, some with a shawcloot bind their heads about. Some have no hair, lass, their lockes about their face, their tresses untrust, all full of unlust. Some loch stowry, some cowry mowry, full untidy teggers like rotten eggs, such lewd sort, to Elynour resort from teed to teed. Abede, and to you shall be told who here all is sold, to mout and to mould. Secundus passus. Some have no money that thither come for their isle to pay, that is a shrewder eye. Elynour sweared, nay, ye shall not bear away me isle for naught, by him that may bout. With, hey dog, hey, have these hoggers away, with, get me a staff, the swine at me draff, streak the hogs with a club, they have drunk up me swilling tub. For by the ne'er so much press, these swine go to thy days. The sow with her piggies, the boar his tile riggers, his rump also he frigs against the he bench, with, for there's a stench, gather up the wench, says do not what is foul, tak up dirt and all, and bear out of the hall. God give it ill braving, cleanly as evil chaving. But let us to plain there we left again. For as ill a patch as that, the hens run in the mash fat. For they go to roost straight over the isle juiced, and dung, when it comes, in the isle tuns. Then Elynour taketh the mash bowl, and shaketh the hennes dung away, and scums it into a tray, whereas the yeast is, with her mangy fists. And sometime she blennes the dung of her hennes, and the ale together, and saith, Gossip, come hither, this ale shall be thicker, and flour the more quicker, for he might tell you, he learned it of a Jew when he began to brew, and he hath found it true. Drink new, while it is new, and ye may it broke, it shall make you look younger than ye be years 2 or 3, for ye may prove it be May. Behold, she said, and say how breathed I am of blay. It am not cast away, that can me husband say, when we kiss and apply in lust and in leaking, he calls me his wheating, his mulling, and his meeting, his nubbers and his cunny, his sweating and his honey, with, Bass, me pretty bunny, thou art worth God and money. This mag I me faller funny, till that I dream and drunny. For after all our sport, then will he root and snort, then sweetly together we'll lie, as 2 piggies in a stee. To says, me seemeth best, and of this tale to rest, and for to leave this letter, because it is no better, and because it is no sweater, we will no farther ream of it at this time, but we will turn plain where we left again. Tertius passus. Instead of coin and money, some bring her a conny, and some a pot with honey, some a salt, and some a spawn, some their hose, some their shawn, some ran a good trot with a skillet or a pot, some fill their pot full of good lemster wool. An oosive of trust, when she is a thrust, such a web can spin, her thrift is full thin. Some go straight thither, be it slatty or slither, they hold the he why, they care not what men say, be that as be may. Some loath to bear speed, start in at the backseed, over the hedge and pall, and all for the good all. Some rent till they sweat, bring with them malt or wheat, and damn Elynour and try to burl them of the best. Then cometh another guest, she swear it be the road of rest, her lippes are so dree, without drink she must die. Therefore, fill it, and have here a peck of ree. Anon cometh another, as dree as the other, and with her doth bring meal, salt, or other thing. Her harvest girdle, her wedding ring, to pie for her Scot as cometh to her lot. Some bringeth her husband's hoard, because the All is God. Another brought her his cap, to offer to the All tap, with flax and with two, and some brought sour dew, with hey and with who, sit we doon a roo, and drink till we blue, and peep till leeterloo. Some light to pledge their hatchet and their wedge, their eckle and their rail, their rock, their spinning wheel, and some went so narrow, they light to pledge their warrow, their ribskin and their spindle, their needle and their thimble. Here was scant thrift, when they made such shrift. Their thrust was so great, they asked never for net. But drink, still drink, and let the cat wink. Let us wash our gums from the dree crumbs. Quartus passus. Some for very need lie doen a skein of thread, and some skein of yarn. Some braucht from the barn both bens and pears. Small chaffer doth aise some team now and then. Another there was that ran with a good brass pan, her colour was full wan. She ran in all the hast, unbrast and unlast, tawny, swart and sallow, like a cack of tallow. I swear be all hallow it was a stall to tak the devil in a brack. And then come halting John, and brucht a gambone of bacon that was resty. But Lord, she was testy, angry as a waspy. She began to yawn and gaspy, and bade Elynour go bet and fill in God met. It was dare that was far fet. Another brought a spick of a bacon flick. Her tongue was very quick, but she spak somewhat thick. Her fellow did stammer and stut, but she was a full slut, for her mouth foamed and her belly groaned. John sign she had eaten feast. Be Christ, said she, thou liest. I have as sweat a breath as thou with shameful death. Then Elynour sighed, Ye callets, I shall break your palates without ye new says. And so was mat the pez. Then didder come drunken Alice, and she was full of tales of tidinges in Wales, and of St. James in Gales, and of the Portingales, with Law, gossip, you wis, thus and thus it is. There hath been great war between Temple Bar and the Cross in Chep, and there came an heap of millstones in a root. She spake thus in her snoot, snivelling in her nose, as though she had the pause. Law, here's an old tippet, and you will give me a sippet of your style ale. God send you good soul. And as she was drinking, she fell in a winking with a barley hod. She pissed where she stood. Then began she to weep, and forthwith fell on sleep. Elynour took her up, and blessed her with a cup of new ale in corners. Alice found therein no thornes, but supped it up at honest. She found therein no bonus. Quintus passus. Now in cometh another rabble, first one with a ladle, another with a cradle, and with a seed saddle, and there began a fable, a clattering, and a babble of foolish filly that had a foal with Willie, with just you and gup gilly. She could not lie stilly. Then came in a jennet, and swore by Saint Bennet, I drank not this sennet, that draught to me pie. Elynour, I they pry of thine ale, let us a sigh, and have here a pilch of grey. I wear skins of conny, that caused a look so dunny. Another then did hitch her, and braucht a pottle pitcher, a tunnel, and a bottle, but she had lost the stopple. she cut off her shaw sole and stopped therewith the hall. Among all the blummer, an other braucht a scummer, a freeing pan and a sleece. Elynour maat the priest for God all each wheat. Then stert in Mad Kit, that had little wit. She seemed somedeels sick, and braucht a penny check to dam Elynour for a draught of her liqueur. Then Marjorie Milkadook, her kirtle she did uptuck an inch above her knee, her legs, that ye might say. But they were sturdy and stubbed, mighty pestles and clubbed, as fire and as wheat as the foot of a keet. She was somewhat full, crook-nebbed like an owl, and yet she braucht her face a cantle of Essex cheese, was well a foot thick, full of maggots quick. It was huge and great, and mighty strong meat for the devil to eat. It was tart and punyet. Another sort of sluts, some braucht walnuts, some apples, some pears, some braucht their clipping shares, some braucht this and that, some braucht what ne'er what. Some braucht their husband's hat, some puddings and links, some treeps that stinks. But of all this throng, on came them among, she seemed half a leech, and began to preach of the Tuesday in the week when the mar doth cake, of the virtue of an unset lake, of her husband's break with the feathers of a quail. She could to Bordeaux sail, and with good ile barm, she could make a charm to help with all a stitch. She seemed to be a witch. Another brought 2 goslings, that were naughty frostlings. She brought them in a wallet. She was a comely callet. The goslings were unteed. Elynour began to cheed. They be wretchocks thou hast brought. They are sheer shocking naught. Sextus Passus. Maud Ruggy thither skipped. She was ugly hipped, and ugly thick-lipped, like an onion seeded, like tan leather heeded. She had her so geeded between the cup and the wall, that she was there withal into a palsy fall. With that her head shaaked, and her hands quacked. On's head would have ached to say her naked. She drank so of the dregs, the dropsy was in her legs. Her face glisteringly glass, all foggy fat she was. She had also the gout in all her jointes aboot. Her breath was sour and stale, and smelled all of all. Such a bedfellow would make one cast his crow. But yet, for all that, she drank on the mash fat. There came an old ribbib. She halted of a kib, and had broken her shin at the threshold coming in, and fell so wide open that on might say her token. The dell thereon be broken. What need hath this bespoken? She yelled like a calf. Rise up! On God's half, sighed Elynour Rummynge. He be shrew they for thee coming. And as she at her did pluck, quack, quack, sighed the duck in that lampetram's lap, with fee, cover thee shap with some flip-flap, God give it ill hap, sighed Elynour for shame, like an honest dam. Up she stert, half lamb, and scantly could go for pine and for woe. In came another dant, with a gauze and a gant. She had a weed wezant, and she was nothing pleasant. Neeked like an olifant, it was a bullifant, a grady cormorant. Another braucht her garlic heads, another braucht her beds of jet or of coal to offer to the all pole. Soon brocht a wimble, soon brocht a thimble, soon brocht a silk lass, soon brocht a pin cass, soon a rosebands goon, soon a pillow of doon, soon of the napery, and all they shift thy mark for the good alsack. A straw, sighed Bell, stand utter, for we have eggs and butter, and of a pigeons a pyre. Then stert forth a fizgig, and she braucht a boar pig, the flesh thereof was rank, and her breath strongly stank. Yet, or she went, she drank, and got her great thank of Elynour for her war, that she thither bar to pie for her share. Now, truly, to me thinking, this is a solemn drinking. Septimus Passus. Soft, quod on, hecht Sibyl, and let me with you bibble. She sat doon in the place with a sorry face, whey wormet a boot. Garnished was her snoot, with here and there a puzzle, like a scabbed mussel. This all, sighed she, is nuppy. Let us sip and soppy, and not spill a droppy, for so mutty hoppy, it cooleth well me croppy. Dame Elynour, sighed she, have here is for me a clute of London pins. And with that she begins the pot to her pluck, and drank a good luck. She swinged up a quart at on's for her part. Her palms was so puffed, and so with all stuffed, had she not heed a pass, she had defoiled the place. Then began the sport, among that drunken sort. Dame Elynour, sighed they, lend her a cock of hay to make all thing clean. Yea, what way, man? But, sir, among all that sat in that hall, there was a prickmedenty, sat like a senty, and began to pinty as thou she wilt finty. She made it as coy as a lege de moy. She was not half so wise as she was peevish niece. She said ne'er a word, but rose from the board, and called for her dame, Elynour be name. We suppose that he wished that she rose to piss, but the very grund was for to compound with Elynour in the spence, to pay for her expense. "I have no penny, no groat to pay," sighed she. "God wot for washing of me throat. But me beds of amber, bear them to your chamber." Then Elynour did them heed within her bed's seed. But some then sat reet sad that nothing had there of their own, neither geld nor pound. Such were there many that hadn't a penny. But when they should walk, were fine with a chalk to score on the bulk, or score on the tile. God give it ill heil. For me fingers itch. I have written too much of this mad mumming of Elynour Rummynge. Thus endeth the jest of this worthy feast.